The James Webb Space Telescope has turned its unprecedented gaze toward one of the universe's most enigmatic features. And what it has revealed about the Boötes Void challenges our fundamental understanding of cosmic structure and evolution. This vast region of nearly empty space, stretching across 330 million light-years, represents one of the largest known voids in the observable universe. And recent observations are forcing scientists to reconsider basic assumptions about how the cosmos formed and evolved over the past 13.8 billion years. The Boötes Void, sometimes called the Great Nothing, contains remarkably few galaxies for such an enormous volume of space. Where we might expect to find thousands of galaxies based on the average density of the universe, astronomers have identified fewer than 60. This cosmic desert exists as a nearly perfect sphere of emptiness, so vast that light takes over 300 million years to cross from one side to the other. To put this in perspective, our entire local group of galaxies, including the Milky Way and Andromeda, could fit inside this void dozens of times over with room to spare. Recent observations from the James Webb Space Telescope have provided unprecedented detail about the structure and contents of this cosmic anomaly. The infrared capabilities of Webb allow astronomers to peer deeper into the void than ever before, revealing subtle structures in rare galaxies that previous telescopes missed entirely. These new observations are raising profound questions about the nature of dark matter, the role of dark energy in cosmic evolution, and the fundamental processes that shape the large-scale structure of our universe. The discovery of the Boötes Void traces back to 1981. When astronomer Robert Kirshner and his colleagues at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics were conducting a systematic survey of galaxy redshifts in the constellation Boötes. They expected to find a typical distribution of galaxies, but instead encountered something unprecedented, a region of space that appeared almost completely empty. Initial measurements suggested this void contained less than 10% of the expected number of galaxies, making it one of the most underdense regions known in the universe. The implications of this discovery were immediately recognized as significant in a universe where matter tends to clump together under the influence of gravity, creating the cosmic web of filaments and clusters we observe today. The existence of such a massive empty region posed fundamental questions. How could such a void form? What prevented galaxies from forming there? And perhaps most intriguingly, what might this tell us about the underlying structure and evolution of the cosmos itself? The architecture of emptiness. Understanding the Boötes Void requires first grasping the concept of cosmic voids and their role in the large-scale structure of the universe. The cosmos is not uniformly filled with matter. Instead, galaxies and dark matter organize themselves into a vast network resembling a cosmic web, with dense filaments of matter intersecting at nodes where galaxy clusters form. While enormous voids stretch between these structures like bubbles in foam, cosmic voids are not truly empty. They contain dark matter, though in much lower concentrations than average, and they may harbor isolated galaxies that formed under unique conditions. The Boötes Void, however, represents an extreme case. With a diameter of approximately 330 million light-years, it ranks among the largest known voids in the observable universe. Yet it contains remarkably few galaxies even by void standards. The James Webb Space Telescope's observations have revealed the void's structure in unprecedented detail. Webb's infrared vision penetrates cosmic dust that might obscure distant galaxies from optical telescopes, while its extreme sensitivity allows detection of faint, previously unknown objects within the void. These capabilities have led to the identification of several dozen galaxies within the Boötes Void. Though this number remains far below what cosmological models predict for such a volume of space, the galaxies that do exist within the void exhibit unusual characteristics. Many appear to be younger than expected, suggesting that star formation began later in these regions compared to galaxies in denser environments. Some show signs of recent galactic interactions or mergers. Despite the vast distances separating them from potential partners, others appear surprisingly massive for their isolated environment, challenging models of how galaxies grow through accretion of surrounding material. Webb's spectroscopic capabilities have allowed detailed analysis of the chemical composition of these void Galaxies. Many show lower metallicity than galaxies of similar age in denser regions, indicating slower rates of star formation and chemical evolution. This fits with theoretical expectations, as the low-density environment of the void would provide less raw material for ongoing star formation. But the degree of this effect surpasses many model predictions. The void's boundaries prove equally fascinating. Rather than sharp transitions, the edges of the Boötes Void show gradual increases in galaxy density, creating what astronomers term walls or sheets of enhanced matter density surrounding the empty region. These boundary structures contain galaxy filaments and small clusters that appear to have formed from material that avoided falling into the void during the universe's early evolution. Dark matter simulations suggest that voids like Boötes formed through a process of gravitational evacuation in the early universe. Regions with slightly below average matter density experience less gravitational attraction, causing material to flow outward toward denser regions. Over billions of years, this process created increasingly empty voids surrounded by increasingly dense walls and filaments. The Boötes Void represents an extreme example of this process, but its size and emptiness push the boundaries of what current models can easily explain. Webb's observations have also revealed subtle structure within the void itself. Rather than being perfectly uniform, the void shows variations in its emptiness. Some regions appear completely devoid of detectable galaxies, while others contain small groups or chains of galaxies that may represent the remnants of larger structures that were mostly evacuated during the void's formation. These internal structures provide clues about the void's formation history and the physical processes that shaped its evolution. The temperature of the gas within the void presents another puzzle. X-ray observations suggest that the sparse gas filling the void is hotter than expected for such an underdense region. This elevated temperature might result from shock heating as the void expanded and evacuated, or it could indicate ongoing processes that continue to influence the void's evolution. Webb's infrared observations complement these X-ray measurements, providing a more complete picture of the physical conditions within this cosmic desert. Cosmic web architecture and void formation. The formation of cosmic voids like Boötes is intimately connected to the evolution of the universe's large-scale structure. To understand how such enormous empty regions could form, we must examine the cosmic web itself and the physical processes that shaped it over billions of years of cosmic history. In the early universe, shortly after the Big Bang, matter was distributed almost uniformly throughout space. However, quantum fluctuations during the inflationary epoch created tiny variations in density that would eventually grow into the cosmic structures we observe today. These primordial fluctuations, imprinted in the cosmic microwave background radiation, served as the seeds from which galaxies, clusters, and voids would eventually emerge. As the universe expanded and cooled, gravity began to amplify these initial density variations. Regions with slightly higher than average density attracted surrounding material, growing denser over time, while regions with below average density lost material to their denser neighbors, becoming increasingly empty. This process of gravitational instability operated on all scales, from individual galaxies to the largest cosmic structures. Dark matter played a crucial role in this process, comprising approximately 85% of all matter in the universe. Dark matter interacts gravitationally, but not electromagnetically, allowing it to collapse into structures earlier than ordinary matter. Dark matter halos formed first, creating gravitational wells that subsequently attracted gas and led to star and galaxy formation. The distribution of dark matter therefore largely determined the eventual distribution of visible galaxies. Computer simulations of cosmic structure formation reveal how voids like Boötes could emerge from this process. These simulations track the evolution of millions of dark matter particles over billions of years, showing how initially small underdensities gradually expand into vast empty regions. The Millennium simulation and its successors demonstrate that voids of the Boötes size, while rare, are predicted by our current understanding of cosmology. However, the extreme emptiness of the Boötes Void challenges even these sophisticated models. While simulations predict that large voids should form, they typically contain more galaxies than observations reveal in Boötes. This discrepancy has led some researchers to propose that additional physical processes may have contributed to the void's formation or evolution. One possibility involves the role of early massive stars and supernovae in evacuating matter from protovoid regions. If the first generation of stars in underdense regions was particularly massive, their supernovae could have expelled much of the remaining gas, preventing further star formation and galaxy assembly. This process, known as galactic winds or outflows, might have been especially effective in low-density environments where the gravitational potential wells were shallow. Another proposed mechanism involves the influence of dark energy on void evolution. Dark energy, the mysterious force driving the universe's accelerated expansion, may have particularly strong effects in underdense regions. As voids expand, the influence of dark energy grows relative to gravitational attraction, potentially leading to faster evacuation of remaining matter and suppression of galaxy formation. Recent theoretical work has also explored the possibility that cosmic strings or other exotic physics from the early universe might have influenced void formation. These speculative mechanisms could create regions of enhanced expansion or modified gravity that would naturally lead to underdense regions like the Boötes Void. While such ideas remain highly theoretical, they illustrate the challenge that extreme voids pose for our understanding of cosmic evolution. The James Webb Space Telescope's observations provide new constraints on these formation models. By revealing the detailed properties of the few galaxies that do exist within the void, Webb helps distinguish between different scenarios for void formation and evolution. Galaxies that formed early but ceased star formation would have different observable properties than galaxies that formed late from slowly accumulated material. Webb's deep infrared observations have also revealed previously unknown faint galaxies within the void. These discoveries help establish the true galaxy count within Boötes, providing crucial data for testing cosmological models. Each newly discovered galaxy refines our understanding of how underdense such voids truly are and what physical processes shape their evolution. The void's internal structure, as revealed by Webb, shows clear signs of the cosmic web's influence. The few galaxies present often align along filamentary structures or cluster in small groups, suggesting that even within this nearly empty region, the gravitational influence of the surrounding cosmic web continues to shape matter distribution. These patterns provide insights into how voids remain connected to the broader cosmic structure despite their apparent isolation. The great nothings hidden galaxies. The James Webb Space Telescope's unprecedented infrared capabilities have revolutionized our census of galaxies within the Boötes Void, revealing a hidden population of faint, previously undetected objects that challenge our understanding of galaxy formation in extreme environments. These discoveries are rewriting the story of how galaxies can survive and evolve in one of the universe's most desolate regions. Traditional optical surveys identified only a handful of galaxies within the Boötes Void, leading to its designation as the Great Nothing. However, Webb's ability to detect infrared light allows it to pierce through cosmic dust and observe objects too faint or redshifted for previous telescopes. This capability has revealed dozens of additional galaxies within the void, though the total count remains far below what would be expected in a typical volume of space. The newly discovered void galaxies exhibit remarkable diversity in their properties and evolutionary states. Some appear to be ancient objects that formed early in cosmic history, but then experienced little subsequent evolution due to their isolated environment. These galaxies show signs of old stellar populations with minimal recent star formation, suggesting they exhausted their gas supplies billions of years ago and have remained essentially dormant since then. Other void galaxies discovered by Webb show surprising signs of youth and ongoing activity, despite their isolation from the dense cosmic web where galaxies typically accrete material for continued growth. These objects display active star formation and relatively young stellar populations. This observation raises fundamental questions about how galaxies and voids can maintain star formation over cosmic time scales without obvious sources of fresh gas. Spectroscopic analysis of these void galaxies reveals unusual chemical signatures that provide clues about their formation and evolution. Many show lower metallicity than galaxies of similar mass in denser environments, consistent with reduced star formation rates and chemical evolution. However, some void galaxies exhibit unexpectedly high metallicity, suggesting efficient mixing and retention of elements produced by stellar nucleosynthesis despite their sparse surroundings. The morphologies of void galaxies, as revealed by Webb's sharp infrared imaging, show distinct patterns compared to galaxies in typical environments. Many void galaxies appear more spherical or elliptical than the spiral galaxies common in denser regions. This may reflect different formation mechanisms or the absence of tidal forces from nearby neighbors that typically help maintain spiral structure through gravitational interactions. Webb has also identified several peculiar galaxy types unique to void environments. Some objects appear to be fossil groups, the merged remnants of small galaxy groups where all but the central galaxy have been consumed through mergers. Others show extended, low surface brightness features that may represent tidal debris from ancient interactions, preserved in the void's pristine environment long after similar features would have been disrupted. Elsewhere, the discovery of active galactic nuclei within some void galaxies has provided additional surprises. These supermassive black holes, typically fed by inflowing gas in dense environments, somehow remain active despite their isolation. Webb's observations suggest that some void galaxies may harbor surprisingly massive central black holes relative to their stellar mass, indicating different scaling relationships than those observed in more typical environments. Gas reservoirs within void galaxies present another puzzle revealed by Webb's observations. Despite their isolation from external sources of gas, many void galaxies appear to retain significant amounts of interstellar medium capable of supporting ongoing star formation. This gas may represent pristine material left over from the galaxy's formation, or it could indicate unknown mechanisms for gas retention in low-density environments. The clustering properties of void galaxies, as mapped by Webb, reveal subtle but important patterns, while these galaxies are indeed isolated compared to those in the cosmic web. They show weak tendencies to align along faint filamentary structures within the void. These alignments may trace the skeleton of dark matter distribution within the void, providing insights into how large-scale structure extends even into the universe's most empty regions. Webb's observations have also revealed evidence for galaxy interactions within the void, despite the vast distances between objects. Some void galaxies show asymmetric morphologies or tidal tails that suggest past encounters with neighbors. These interactions, while rare, may play crucial roles in triggering star formation or shaping the evolution of void galaxies over cosmic time. The stellar mass function of void galaxies, the distribution of galaxies by their total stellar mass, differs significantly from that observed in denser environments. Webb's sensitive observations reveal a deficit of both very massive and very low-mass galaxies within the void. This bimodal suppression may reflect the physical processes that prevented galaxy formation in the void or subsequently shaped their evolution. Dark matter halos hosting void galaxies appear to have unusual properties based on Webb's observations combined with theoretical modeling. These halos may be less concentrated than typical, reflecting their formation in an underdense environment, and they may have experienced different accretion histories that influenced their host galaxy's evolution. Understanding these differences is crucial for testing cosmological models and galaxy formation theories. Dark matter's invisible architecture. The Boötes Void structure cannot be understood without considering the invisible scaffolding of dark matter that underlies all cosmic architecture. While dark matter remains undetectable by conventional telescopes, its gravitational influence shapes everything we observe, and the James Webb Space Telescope's discoveries within the void provide crucial insights into how dark matter behaves in extreme underdense environments. Dark matter comprises roughly 85% of all matter in the universe, yet it interacts only through gravity, making it invisible to electromagnetic radiation. Our knowledge of dark matter comes primarily from its gravitational effects on visible matter and light. In the case of cosmic voids like Boötes, dark matter plays the dominant role in determining the void's formation, evolution, and current structure. Computer simulations of cosmic structure formation rely heavily on modeling dark matter behavior to predict the distribution of galaxies and voids we observe today. These simulations begin with the initial conditions set by cosmic microwave background observations and evolve forward through billions of years of cosmic history. The results show that dark matter should form a complex web of filaments and nodes, with vast underdense regions corresponding to observed voids. However, the extreme emptiness of the Boötes Void challenges these standard dark matter models. While simulations predict that large voids should form through gravitational evacuation, they typically contain more residual dark matter and associated galaxies than observations reveal in Boötes. This discrepancy has led researchers to investigate whether our understanding of dark matter properties needs revision. One possibility involves the nature of dark matter itself. Most cosmological simulations assume dark matter consists of cold particles that interact only gravitationally. However, alternative models propose warm or self-interacting dark matter with slightly different properties that could lead to more efficient evacuation of underdense regions. These variants might explain the extreme emptiness of voids like Boötes while maintaining consistency with other cosmological observations. The James Webb Space Telescope contributes to dark matter studies through its precise measurements of galaxy positions and properties within the void. By mapping the rare galaxies that do exist in Boötes, Webb helps trace the underlying dark matter distribution. Galaxies serve as tracers of dark matter halos, and their spatial distribution reveals information about the dark matter structure that would otherwise remain hidden. Gravitational lensing provides another window into dark matter within voids. When light from distant galaxies passes through a region containing dark matter, the gravitational field slightly deflects the light, creating subtle distortions in galaxy shapes. Webb's exceptional sensitivity and resolution allow detection of these weak lensing signals even in the sparse environment of cosmic voids, providing direct measurements of the dark matter distribution. The few galaxy clusters and groups that exist near the void's edges show enhanced gravitational lensing effects, indicating concentrations of dark matter that help strip material from the protovoid during its formation. These boundary structures preserve evidence of the processes that evacuated the void, with their dark matter halos serving as gravitational anchors that captured material flowing out of the underdense region within the void itself. Webb's observations suggest that dark matter exists in a highly extended, low-density state, and like the concentrated halos typical of galaxy clusters, dark matter in voids appears to form tenuous filaments and sheets that barely concentrate enough to host the rare galaxies we observe. This extended structure may explain why galaxy formation was so suppressed within the void. Compared to denser environments, the velocity dispersion of the few galaxies within the void provides insights into the dark matter potential wells hosting them. Webb's spectroscopic measurements reveal that void galaxies often have lower velocity dispersions than galaxies of similar luminosity in denser environments. This suggests they reside in less massive dark matter halos. Consistent with the general underdensity of the void region, theoretical models predict that dark matter halos in voids should have different formation histories than those in typical environments. Void halos likely assembled more slowly and experienced fewer mergers, leading to different internal structure and concentration profiles. These differences should affect the properties of the galaxies they host, and Webb's observations provide tests of these predictions. The role of dark energy in void evolution adds another layer of complexity to understanding dark matter's behavior in these regions. As cosmic expansion accelerates due to dark energy, the gravitational binding of dark matter structures becomes increasingly important, and underdense regions like voids, where gravitational binding is weakest, dark energy's influence may be enhanced, leading to continued evacuation and expansion of the void over time. Some theoretical models propose that modifications to our understanding of gravity itself, rather than dark matter, might explain cosmic structure formation. These modified gravity theories make different predictions for void properties than standard dark matter models. Webb's precise observations of galaxy distributions within voids like Boötes provide crucial tests to distinguish between these alternatives. The interaction between dark matter and ordinary matter within voids presents another area where Webb's observations contribute important insights. In the Standard Model, dark matter provides the gravitational wells that allow ordinary matter to collect and form stars and galaxies. The efficiency of this process in void environments, where both dark and ordinary matter densities are reduced, helps test our understanding of galaxy formation physics. Recent observations have revealed correlations between void properties and the characteristics of surrounding cosmic web structures. Voids embedded in different large-scale environments show distinct evolutionary histories, suggesting that dark matter's behavior in voids cannot be understood in isolation from the broader cosmic context. Webb's wide field observations help map these connections between voids and their surroundings. Cosmic evolution and the void's timeline. Understanding when and how the Boötes Void formed requires tracing cosmic evolution from the early universe to the present day. The James Webb Space Telescope's ability to observe distant, ancient light provides unprecedented insights into the void's formation timeline and the cosmic processes that created this remarkable emptiness over billions of years of universal history. The seeds of cosmic voids like Boötes were planted in the universe's first moments during the inflationary epoch. Quantum fluctuations during inflation created tiny variations in the density of matter and energy throughout space. These primordial fluctuations, preserved in the cosmic microwave background radiation that we observe today, established the initial conditions from which all subsequent cosmic structure would emerge. In the very early universe, roughly 380,000 years after the Big Bang, matter and radiation decoupled, allowing photons to travel freely through space for the first time. The cosmic microwave background radiation we observe today originates from this epoch, and it reveals the pattern of density fluctuations that would eventually grow into galaxies, clusters, and voids. Regions that would become voids like Boötes already showed signs of slight underdensity at this early time, as the universe continued to expand and cool. Gravity began to amplify these initial density variations. Areas with above-average matter density attracted surrounding material, while underdense regions lost material to their denser neighbors. This process of gravitational instability operated over hundreds of millions of years, gradually creating the cosmic web structure we observe today. The first stars and galaxies formed within the densest regions of the early cosmic web. Beginning roughly 100 to 200 million years after the Big Bang, these early objects were composed almost entirely of hydrogen and helium, the only elements produced in significant quantities by Big Bang nucleosynthesis. As these first-generation stars lived and died, they enriched the surrounding gas with heavier elements through stellar nucleosynthesis and supernova explosions. The formation timeline of voids like Boötes is closely tied to this early epoch of star and galaxy formation. Regions that would become voids likely experienced delayed or suppressed galaxy formation due to their lower matter density, without early star formation to enrich the gas with metals and provide feedback energy. These regions remain pristine and continue to lose material to surrounding denser areas, webs. Observations of the rare galaxies within the Boötes Void provide direct constraints on this formation timeline. By measuring the ages of stellar populations in void galaxies, astronomers can determine when star formation began in these objects and how it has proceeded over cosmic time. Many void galaxies show evidence of ancient stellar populations, indicating that some star formation occurred early in cosmic history even within these underdense regions. However, the star formation history of void galaxies differs dramatically from that of galaxies in typical environments. While galaxies in the cosmic web experience sustained star formation over billions of years, fed by ongoing accretion of gas from their surroundings, void galaxies often show truncated star formation histories. Many appear to have formed most of their stars early and then experienced little subsequent activity. The chemical evolution of void galaxies, as revealed by Webb spectroscopic observations, provides additional insights into their formation timeline. The metallicity of these galaxies, the abundance of elements heavier than hydrogen and helium, reflects the cumulative effect of stellar nucleosynthesis over their lifetime. Void galaxies typically show lower metallicities than galaxies of similar age and denser environments, consistent with reduced star formation rates and slower chemical evolution. Theoretical models of void formation suggest that the evacuation process was most efficient during the first few billion years of cosmic history, when the universe was denser and gravitational flows were stronger. During this epoch, material flowed out of protovoids toward the growing filaments and clusters of the cosmic web. The efficiency of this process determined the final emptiness of mature voids like Boötes. The role of the first supermassive black holes in void evolution presents another aspect of the formation timeline. These objects, which formed in the early universe through processes that remain poorly understood, could have significantly influenced their surrounding environments through powerful jets and outflows. If early black holes formed in protovoid regions, their feedback could have expelled gas and prevented further galaxy formation, contributing to the void's eventual emptiness. Webb's observations reveal that the few supermassive black holes that do exist in void galaxies often appear overmassive relative to their host galaxy properties. This suggests that black hole formation in void environments may have proceeded differently than in typical galaxies, possibly reflecting the unique conditions present during the void's formation epoch. The transition from a matter-dominated to dark energy-dominated universe, which occurred roughly 5 to 6 billion years ago, marked another important phase in void evolution. As dark energy began to accelerate cosmic expansion, its influence became increasingly important in underdense regions where gravitational binding was weakest. This transition may have enhanced the continued expansion and evacuation of existing voids. Climate change analogs help illustrate the void formation process, just as atmospheric circulation patterns can create desert regions on Earth by directing moisture away from certain areas. Cosmic gravitational flows directed matter away from protovoid regions toward the forming cosmic web. The result was regions of extreme cosmic desert like the Boötes Void, surrounded by oases of enhanced matter density. Recent galaxy formation, as observed by Webb, reveals ongoing processes within the void that continue to shape its evolution, while the major evacuation occurred billions of years ago. Subtle processes continue to influence void properties, gas flows, galaxy interactions, and the ongoing influence of dark energy all contribute to the void's current state and future evolution. Webb's revelations and observational challenges. The James Webb Space Telescope's observations of the Boötes Void represent a triumph of engineering and scientific ambition. But they also highlight the extraordinary challenges involved in studying one of the universe's most empty regions. Webb's unprecedented capabilities have revolutionized our understanding of void properties. Yet significant observational challenges remain in fully characterizing these cosmic deserts. Webb's primary advantage in void observations lies in its infrared capabilities and extreme sensitivity. Operating at wavelengths between 0.6 and 28.5 micrometers, Webb can detect light that has been redshifted by cosmic expansion far beyond the range of optical telescopes. This capability is crucial for void studies because it allows detection of distant galaxies within voids that might be too faint or red to observe at shorter wavelengths. The telescope's 6.5-meter segmented primary mirror provides unprecedented light-gathering power and angular resolution in infrared. This combination allows Webb to detect fainter galaxies than ever before and resolve their internal structure with remarkable detail. For void galaxies, which are often faint due to their low star formation rates and limited sizes, Webb's sensitivity opens entirely new observational territory. Spectroscopic observations present particular challenges when studying void galaxies. These objects are not only faint but also widely separated, requiring careful target selection and efficient observing strategies. Webb's multi-object spectroscopy capabilities allow simultaneous observation of multiple void galaxies. But the sparse distribution of targets means that large areas of sky must be surveyed to build up statistically meaningful samples. The problem of cosmic variance adds another layer of complexity to void observations. The Boötes Void is unique in many ways, and observations of a single void cannot necessarily be generalized to understand void properties. Throughout the universe, Webb's observations must be interpreted carefully, recognizing that boats may represent an extreme case rather than a typical example of cosmic void. Evolution. Background contamination presents a persistent challenge in void observations. Even in the emptiest regions of space, foreground and background galaxies can appear projected along the line of sight, potentially contaminating studies of true void galaxies. Webb's spectroscopic capabilities help address this problem by measuring precise redshifts that can distinguish between objects at different distances along the same sightline. The extremely low surface brightness of many void galaxies pushes even Webb's capabilities to their limits. These galaxies often have extended, diffuse morphologies with surface brightnesses near the detection threshold. Careful data processing and analysis techniques are required to extract meaningful measurements from such faint objects while avoiding spurious detections of noise fluctuations. Systematic effects in Webb's observations must be carefully controlled when studying void galaxies. The telescope's point spread function, sensitivity variations across the field of view, and instrumental artifacts can all affect measurements of faint, extended objects. Calibration observations and sophisticated data analysis pipelines are essential to ensure that apparent differences between void galaxies and those in typical environments reflect real astrophysical differences rather than instrumental effects. The time-variable nature of some astronomical phenomena adds complexity to void observations. Active galactic nuclei, stellar variability, and transient events like supernovae can change the observed properties of void galaxies over time. Webb's observations provide snapshots of these systems, but understanding their full nature may require coordinated observations over extended periods. Statistical analysis of void galaxy properties requires careful treatment of small number statistics and selection effects. The few dozen galaxies identified within the Boötes Void represent a small sample from which to draw general conclusions about galaxy formation and evolution in extreme environments. Sophisticated statistical techniques are needed to extract meaningful results while properly accounting for observational uncertainties. Complementary observations at other wavelengths provide crucial context for interpreting Webb's infrared data. X-ray observations reveal hot gas within voids. Radio observations trace magnetic fields and cosmic ray populations. And optical surveys provide broader context about void boundaries and surrounding structures. Coordinating these multi-wavelength observations presents logistical challenges but yields comprehensive understanding of void physics. The data volume generated by Webb's observations requires sophisticated analysis pipelines and computational resources. Processing the raw observations into science-ready data products involves correcting for instrumental effects, calibrating the photometry and spectroscopy, and extracting source catalogs. The computational demands of analyzing Webb's data continue to grow as observation programs expand and analysis techniques become more sophisticated. Machine learning and artificial intelligence techniques are increasingly important for analyzing Webb's void observations. These computational approaches can identify faint galaxies in noisy data, classify galaxy morphologies, and detect subtle patterns in large datasets that might escape human analysis. However, applying these techniques to void observations requires careful validation given the unusual properties of these environments. Future observational strategies for void studies must balance depth and breadth. Deep observations of individual void regions provide detailed information about specific galaxies and their properties, while wide area surveys map the statistical properties of void populations. Webb's observing time is precious, and efficient strategies are needed to maximize scientific return while addressing the most pressing questions about void physics. The legacy value of Webb's void observations extends far beyond their immediate scientific impact. These observations will serve as reference data sets for future telescopes and analysis techniques. As our theoretical understanding of void formation and evolution continues to develop, Webb's observations will provide the observational anchor points needed to test and refine these models. Implications for cosmology and universal structure. The James Webb Space Telescope's detailed observations of the Boötes Void carry profound implications for our understanding of cosmology and the fundamental processes that shape the universe's large-scale structure. These findings challenge existing theoretical frameworks and provide new constraints on the nature of dark matter, dark energy, and the cosmic web itself. The extreme emptiness of the Boötes Void, as quantified by Webb's galaxy census, presents a significant challenge to standard cosmological models. Lambda-CDM cosmology, the prevailing theoretical framework that incorporates dark energy and cold dark matter, predicts the formation of cosmic voids through gravitational evolution. But the degree of emptiness observed in Boötes exceeds typical model predictions. This discrepancy suggests either that our understanding of void formation physics is incomplete or that additional processes beyond standard gravity influence cosmic structure evolution. One of the most significant cosmological implications involves constraints on the properties of dark matter itself. The efficiency of matter evacuation from the Boötes Void depends sensitively on dark matter's interaction properties and particle physics characteristics. Cold dark matter models predict certain void properties, while alternative scenarios involving warm dark matter or self-interacting dark matter make different predictions. Webb's observations provide new tests to distinguish between these possibilities. The void's formation timeline, as revealed through Webb's observations of galaxy ages and star formation histories, provides constraints on the early universe and the epoch of reionization. If void galaxies formed their stars particularly early or late compared to galaxies in typical environments, this could reflect the influence of the first stars and black holes on their cosmic neighborhood. Understanding these connections helps illuminate the complex feedback processes that shape cosmic evolution. Dark energy's role in void evolution represents another area where Webb's observations provide important constraints. Theoretical models suggest that dark energy's influence should be enhanced in underdense regions, potentially leading to accelerated expansion and continued evacuation of voids over time. The current properties of the Boötes Void, including its size, emptiness, and expansion rate, provide observational tests of these predictions. The void's impact on our understanding of cosmic homogeneity raises fundamental questions about the cosmological principle, the assumption that the universe is statistically uniform and isotropic on large scales. Extreme structures like the Boötes Void represent departures from perfect homogeneity, and their properties help define the scales on which the universe can be considered uniform. This has implications for interpreting cosmological observations and testing theoretical models. Galaxy formation efficiency in different environments, as illuminated by Webb's void observations, provides new insights into the complex physics of star formation and galaxy evolution. The suppressed galaxy formation within voids may reflect the influence of cosmic environment on fundamental astrophysical processes. Understanding these environmental effects helps separate cosmic evolution from local galaxy physics and theoretical models. The cosmic web's connectivity, as revealed through studies of void boundaries and internal structure, has implications for understanding how matter and energy flow through the universe on large scales. Voids are not completely isolated but remain connected to the broader cosmic web through tenuous filaments and sheets. Webb's observations help map these connections and understand how they influence void evolution and galaxy formation. Inflation theory and primordial fluctuations receive new constraints from detailed void observations. The statistical properties of voids, including their sizes, shapes, and internal structure, reflect the characteristics of primordial density fluctuations generated during cosmic inflation. Webb's observations provide high-precision measurements of these properties, offering tests of inflationary models and their predictions for cosmic structure formation. Modified gravity theories, which propose alternatives to dark matter and dark energy, make distinct predictions for void properties and evolution. Some of these theories predict enhanced or reduced gravitational effects in underdense regions, leading to different void characteristics than standard general relativity. Webb's observations provide new tests to distinguish between these alternatives and standard cosmological models. The boron content of voids, including both stars and galaxies and diffuse intergalactic gas, provides constraints on cosmic nucleosynthesis and the universal boron fraction. If voids contain significantly different fractions of borionic matter than the cosmic average, this could indicate systematic biases in our understanding of cosmic matter budgets, webs. Observations contribute to these measurements through detailed studies of void galaxy properties. Cosmic microwave background connections to void properties offer another avenue for testing cosmological models. The temperature and polarization patterns in the cosmic microwave background should correlate with the positions and properties of nearby cosmic voids through the integrated Sachs-Wolf effect. Webb's precise void mapping provides improved tests of these predicted correlations. The implications for future cosmological surveys are substantial. Next-generation projects like the Vera Rubin Observatory, Euclid, and the Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope will map cosmic structure over unprecedented volumes and redshift ranges. Webb's detailed studies of individual voids provide the foundation for interpreting these large-scale surveys and extracting maximum cosmological information. Fine-tuning questions in cosmology receive new perspective from void observations. The formation of structures as extreme as the Boötes Void may require specific combinations of cosmological parameters. Within narrow ranges, understanding whether such extreme structures are natural consequences of our cosmological model or represent unlikely fluctuations helps assess the degree of fine-tuning required for cosmic structure formation. The future of void exploration. The James Webb Space Telescope's groundbreaking observations of the Boötes Void mark just the beginning of a new era in cosmic void research. Future technological developments, theoretical advances, and observational strategies promise to revolutionize our understanding of these cosmic deserts and their role in the universe's evolution over the coming decades. Next-generation ground-based telescopes will dramatically expand our capability to study cosmic voids across the electromagnetic spectrum. The extremely large telescopes currently under construction, including the 30-meter telescope, Giant Magellan Telescope, and European Extremely Large Telescope, will provide unprecedented resolution and sensitivity for optical and near-infrared observations of void galaxies. Their enormous light-gathering power will allow detailed spectroscopy of even the faintest void galaxies, revealing their chemical compositions, stellar populations, and kinematic properties with precision impossible today. Space-based observatories planned for the next decade will complement Webb's infrared capabilities with observations at other wavelengths crucial for understanding void physics. The Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope will conduct wide-area surveys that map the statistical properties of void populations across cosmic time, while maintaining the sensitivity needed to detect individual galaxies within voids. Euclid will provide precise measurements of cosmic structure and weak gravitational lensing that will constrain dark matter distribution within and around voids. Radio astronomy offers particularly promising avenues for future void research. The Square-Kilometre Array, when completed, will detect neutral hydrogen gas throughout cosmic voids with unprecedented sensitivity and resolution. This capability will reveal the true gas content of voids and trace how matter flows between voids and the surrounding cosmic web. Radio observations can also detect synchrotron emission from cosmic rays and magnetic fields within voids, providing insights into physical processes that remain largely hidden from other observational techniques. X-ray observations of void regions will benefit from future missions designed to study hot gas and high-energy phenomena. These observations are crucial for understanding the thermal state of gas within voids and how it is heated by shocks, active galactic nuclei, and other energetic processes. X-ray measurements also provide independent constraints on the boron content of voids and the efficiency of feedback processes that may have contributed to their evacuation. Gravitational wave astronomy presents an entirely new window for studying cosmic voids, though the connections are indirect, as gravitational wave detectors become more sensitive and numerous. They will detect mergers of compact objects throughout cosmic voids, the rate and properties of these events in underdense regions compared to typical environments will provide insights into stellar evolution and compact object formation in extreme cosmic environments. Theoretical developments in cosmological simulation and modeling will provide increasingly sophisticated predictions for void properties and evolution. Next-generation simulations will incorporate more detailed physics of galaxy formation, stellar feedback, and black hole growth, allowing more realistic predictions for how galaxies form and evolve within voids. Machine learning techniques applied to these simulations will help identify patterns and correlations that might escape traditional analysis methods. The integration of multi-messenger astronomy, combining electromagnetic observations with gravitational waves, neutrinos, and cosmic rays, will provide comprehensive views of physical processes within cosmic voids. This holistic approach will reveal how different forms of energy and matter interact in the extreme environment of cosmic voids and how these interactions influence void evolution over cosmic time. Advances in computational cosmology will enable more detailed modeling of individual voids like Boötes. High-resolution simulations that follow the formation and evolution of specific cosmic structures will allow direct comparison between theoretical predictions and Webb's observations. These simulations will help determine whether the extreme properties of the Boötes Void result from rare but expected fluctuations or indicate physics beyond our current understanding. Laboratory experiments probing the nature of dark matter will provide crucial input for theoretical models of void formation and evolution. As experimental constraints on dark matter properties become more precise, cosmological models can be refined to make more accurate predictions for cosmic structure formation. The interplay between particle physics experiments and astronomical observations will be particularly important for understanding the extreme environments found in cosmic voids. Artificial intelligence and machine learning applications in void research will expand dramatically as datasets grow larger and more complex. These computational techniques will be essential for identifying rare objects within voids, classifying their properties, and detecting subtle patterns in large surveys. AI-driven discovery methods may reveal previously unknown types of cosmic structures or evolutionary processes within voids. International collaboration and coordination will become increasingly important as void research expands across multiple wavelengths and facilities. Coordinated observing campaigns that combine ground-based and space-based telescopes across the electromagnetic spectrum will provide comprehensive views of individual voids and their contents. Such coordination requires careful planning and resource allocation to maximize scientific return. Public engagement and education present opportunities to share the wonder and scientific importance of cosmic void research with broader audiences. The counterintuitive nature of cosmic emptiness and its significance for understanding the universe provides compelling narratives for communicating cosmological concepts. Interactive visualizations and citizen science projects could engage the public in void research while contributing to scientific analysis. The philosophical implications of cosmic void research will continue to evolve as our understanding deepens. Questions about the nature of emptiness, the role of cosmic environment in shaping matter and energy, and the universe's large-scale organization touch on fundamental issues in philosophy of science and our place in the cosmos. Void research thus contributes not only to scientific knowledge but also to broader human understanding of existence itself. Training the next generation of astronomers and cosmologists in void research requires developing new curricula and research programs that span multiple subdisciplines. Future scientists will need expertise spanning observational techniques, theoretical modeling, computational simulation, and statistical analysis to address the complex challenges posed by cosmic void research. Building this interdisciplinary expertise will be crucial for continued progress in understanding these remarkable cosmic structures. Technological frontiers in void detection. The detection and characterization of cosmic voids like Boötes requires pushing observational technology to its absolute limits, driving innovations that benefit all areas of astronomy. The James Webb Space Telescope represents the current pinnacle of void observation capability. But future technological developments will open entirely new windows into these cosmic deserts and the rare objects they contain. Detector technology continues to advance at a remarkable pace, with implications for void observations that extend far beyond simple improvements in sensitivity. Next-generation infrared detectors will achieve even lower noise levels and higher quantum efficiency than Webb's current instruments, allowing detection of fainter galaxies within voids and more precise measurements of their properties. These advances are particularly important for void studies because many void galaxies exist at the very limits of current detectability. Adaptive optics systems for ground-based telescopes are approaching the theoretical limits of atmospheric correction, enabling space-quality imaging from the Earth's surface. These systems will be crucial for future void observations because they allow high-resolution studies of void galaxy morphology and internal structure that would otherwise require space-based facilities. The ability to resolve substructure within faint void galaxies will provide new insights into their formation and evolution processes. Coronagraphic techniques, originally developed for exoplanet detection, may find applications in void research for studying extremely faint, extended objects. The ability to suppress bright foreground sources while enhancing detection of faint background objects could reveal previously unknown populations of ultra-low surface brightness galaxies within voids. Such objects may represent a significant fraction of the baryon budget in voids that has been missed by conventional surveys. Spectroscopic multiplexing capabilities continue to improve, allowing simultaneous observation of larger numbers of targets across wider fields of view. This technology is particularly valuable for void studies because it enables efficient use of telescope time despite the sparse distribution of targets. Future spectrographs may observe hundreds of void galaxies simultaneously, building up statistical samples that were impossible to achieve with earlier generations of instruments. Machine learning applications in astronomical data processing are revolutionizing how we identify and characterize faint objects in large datasets. Neural networks trained to recognize galaxy morphologies can identify potential void galaxies in survey data with unprecedented efficiency and completeness. These techniques are particularly valuable for void studies where traditional detection methods may miss objects with unusual properties or extremely low surface brightness. Interferometric techniques at radio wavelengths offer unique capabilities for studying the gas content and dynamics of cosmic voids. Very long baseline interferometry can achieve angular resolutions impossible with single-dish telescopes, potentially resolving individual star-forming regions within void galaxies or detecting compact radio sources associated with supermassive black holes in these extreme environments. Time-domain astronomy presents new opportunities for studying cosmic voids through variable and transient phenomena. Supernova surveys in void regions provide independent distance measurements and stellar population diagnostics, while variable stars in void galaxies offer insights into stellar populations and galactic structure. The rarity of such events in voids makes systematic monitoring programs particularly valuable. Polarimetry observations provide information about magnetic fields and dust properties within void galaxies that cannot be obtained through conventional photometry or spectroscopy. Future polarimetric instruments will be sensitive enough to detect polarization signals from faint void galaxies, revealing the role of magnetic fields in their evolution and the properties of their interstellar medium. Multi-object spectroscopy in the infrared regime will expand dramatically with next-generation instruments designed specifically for this capability. The ability to obtain simultaneous spectra of dozens of faint infrared sources will revolutionize studies of void galaxy stellar populations, chemical abundances, and kinematic properties. This capability is particularly important because many void galaxies are too faint for individual spectroscopic follow-up with current instruments. Cryogenic cooling technology enables increasingly sensitive infrared detectors that operate closer to fundamental physical limits. These advances directly benefit void observations by allowing detection of fainter thermal emission from dust and stars in void galaxies. The improved sensitivity also enables more efficient survey strategies that can cover larger volumes of space in reasonable observing times. Fiber optic positioning systems for multi-object spectroscopy allow rapid reconfiguration of large numbers of spectroscopic targets. This technology is particularly valuable for void studies where targets are sparsely distributed, and efficient observing strategies require frequent reconfiguration of instrument setups. Robotic fiber positioners can optimize target selection and minimize observing overheads. Advanced calibration techniques ensure the photometric and spectroscopic precision needed for detailed studies of faint void galaxies, laser guide stars, precision wavelength calibration sources, and sophisticated flat field correction methods all contribute to the measurement accuracy required for distinguishing real astrophysical differences from instrumental effects when studying these extreme objects. Computational advances in data processing and analysis keep pace with improvements in detector technology and telescope capabilities. Massively parallel processing architectures and specialized algorithms enable analysis of the enormous datasets generated by modern astronomical surveys. These computational capabilities are essential for extracting maximum scientific information from void observations while maintaining rigorous quality control. Space-based interferometry represents a future frontier that could revolutionize high-resolution studies of cosmic structure. Formations of space telescopes operating as interferometers could achieve angular resolution impossible from the ground, potentially resolving individual star-forming regions within void galaxies or detecting signatures of dark matter substructure within voids. While such missions remain decades in the future, they represent the ultimate goal for detailed void characterization. The detection and characterization of cosmic voids like Boötes requires pushing observational technology to its absolute limits, driving innovations that benefit all areas of astronomy. The James Webb Space Telescope represents the current pinnacle of void observation capability. But future technological developments will open entirely new windows into these cosmic deserts and the rare objects they contain. Detector technology continues to advance at a remarkable pace, with implications for void observations that extend far beyond simple improvements in sensitivity. Next-generation infrared detectors will achieve even lower noise levels and higher quantum efficiency than Webb's current instruments, allowing detection of fainter galaxies within voids and more precise measurements of their properties. These advances are particularly important for void studies because many void galaxies exist at the very limits of current detectability. The development of superconducting nanowire single-photon detectors represents a quantum leap in sensitivity for infrared astronomy. These devices can detect individual photons with near-perfect efficiency while maintaining extremely low dark current and noise characteristics. When scaled to large detector arrays, they will enable detection of galaxies within voids that are currently invisible to even the most sensitive instruments. The quantum efficiency approaching unity means that virtually every photon arriving from distant void galaxies will be detected and counted, maximizing the scientific return from precious telescope time. Transition edge sensors operating at millikelvin temperatures provide another frontier in detector sensitivity. These superconducting devices can measure the energy of individual photons with extraordinary precision, enabling simultaneous photometry and low-resolution spectroscopy of extremely faint sources. 4. Void galaxy studies. This capability means that basic properties like redshift and stellar population characteristics can be measured even for objects too faint for conventional spectroscopic follow-up. Kinetic inductance detectors offer a different approach to achieving ultimate sensitivity in millimeter and submillimeter wavelengths. These devices exploit the change in surface impedance of superconducting films when photons are absorbed, creating detectors that can be fabricated in large arrays using standard semiconductor processing techniques. This technology will be crucial for studying the cold dust and molecular gas content of void galaxies, revealing their interstellar medium properties and star formation potential. Quantum-enhanced sensing techniques borrowed from quantum information science are beginning to find applications in astronomical instrumentation. Squeezed light sources can reduce quantum noise below the standard quantum limit, while quantum entanglement between detector pixels might enable unprecedented sensitivity to faint, extended sources like the diffuse outer regions of void galaxies. These exotic quantum technologies remain experimental but could revolutionize astronomical detection capabilities within the next decade. Photon counting detector arrays using hybrid CMOS technology combine the advantages of traditional CCDs with the precision of individual photon detection. These devices can measure photon arrival times with nanosecond precision while maintaining excellent spatial resolution and low noise characteristics for time-domain studies of void galaxies, such as monitoring stellar variability or detecting supernovae. This temporal precision opens new observational possibilities. Adaptive optics systems for ground-based telescopes are approaching the theoretical limits of atmospheric correction, enabling space-quality imaging from the Earth's surface. These systems will be crucial for future void observations because they allow high-resolution studies of void galaxy morphology and internal structure that would otherwise require space-based facilities. The ability to resolve substructure within faint void galaxies will provide new insights into their formation and evolution processes. Multi-conjugate adaptive optics represents the current state of the art for correcting atmospheric turbulence over wide fields of view. By using multiple deformable mirrors conjugated to different altitudes in the atmosphere, these systems can correct for the three-dimensional structure of atmospheric turbulence, delivering near-diffraction limited performance across fields of view spanning many arc minutes. This wide field correction is essential for void studies where targets are sparsely distributed across large areas of sky. Extreme adaptive optics systems designed for exoplanet detection are finding unexpected applications in void research. The extraordinary contrast ratios achieved by these systems, capable of suppressing bright point sources by factors of billions, can be adapted to suppress foreground stars and galaxies, while enhancing detection of extremely faint background objects within voids. This capability opens possibilities for detecting ultra-low surface brightness galaxies that would otherwise be lost in the wings of brighter foreground sources. Ground layer adaptive optics represents a cost-effective approach to achieving partial atmospheric correction over wide fields. By correcting only the turbulence in the lowest few hundred meters of the atmosphere, these systems can improve image quality across entire telescope fields of view using relatively simple hardware. While the correction is not as complete as full adaptive optics, the wide field improvement is valuable for void surveys that must cover large areas to identify rare galaxies. Predictive atmospheric correction using artificial intelligence represents an emerging frontier in adaptive optics technology. Machine learning algorithms trained on atmospheric turbulence data can predict upcoming wavefront distortions faster than traditional sensing and correction loops, enabling higher bandwidth correction and better suppression of atmospheric effects. These predictive systems are particularly valuable for observations of faint, extended sources like void galaxies where traditional wavefront sensing becomes challenging. Multi-object adaptive optics systems are being developed to provide atmospheric correction for multiple targets simultaneously across wide fields of view. These systems use arrays of micro-deformable mirrors or spatial light modulators to correct different regions of the telescope field independently, enabling simultaneous high-resolution observations of multiple void galaxies. This multiplexing capability dramatically improves the efficiency of void galaxy surveys by allowing parallel observations of rare targets. Coronagraphic techniques, originally developed for exoplanet detection, may find applications in void research for studying extremely faint, extended objects. The ability to suppress bright foreground sources while enhancing detection of faint background objects could reveal previously unknown populations of ultra-low surface brightness galaxies within voids. Such objects may represent a significant fraction of the baryon budget in voids that has been missed by conventional surveys. Vortex coronagraphs use phase masks to create destructive interference that suppresses bright point sources while preserving light from nearby extended objects. This technique could be adapted for void observations to suppress bright foreground stars or compact galaxies while enhancing detection of diffuse, low surface brightness void galaxies that would otherwise be lost in scattered light halos. Band-limited coronagraphs achieve extreme contrast ratios by carefully controlling the optical system's point spread function using specialized pupil masks and deformable mirrors. These systems can suppress bright sources by factors approaching Kiki while maintaining high throughput for extended sources, adapted for void research. Such systems could reveal extremely faint galactic halos or tidal streams within voids that are currently indetectable. Nulling interferometry represents the ultimate extension of coronagraphic techniques to space-based observations. By combining light from multiple telescopes with carefully controlled phase relationships, bright sources can be completely nulled while preserving light from nearby regions. Future space-based nulling interferometers might detect thermal emission from planets around stars in void galaxies or resolve internal structure in the nearest void galaxy halos. Focal plane wavefront sensing integrated with coronagraphic systems enables real-time optimization of contrast performance during observations. These systems monitor residual speckles in the coronagraphic image and adjust the adaptive optics system to minimize scattered light contamination for void observations. This capability ensures optimal detection sensitivity for faint extended sources in the presence of brighter foreground objects. Spectroscopic multiplexing capabilities continue to improve, allowing simultaneous observation of larger numbers of targets across wider fields of view. This technology is particularly valuable for void studies because it enables efficient use of telescope time despite the sparse distribution of targets. Future spectrographs may observe hundreds of void galaxies simultaneously, building up statistical samples that were impossible to achieve with earlier generations of instruments. Integral field spectroscopy using advanced image slicing techniques enables three-dimensional spectroscopic observations of extended objects like void galaxies. These instruments provide simultaneous spectra for every spatial resolution element across a galaxy, revealing velocity fields, chemical abundance gradients, and stellar population variations that are invisible to traditional single-aperture spectroscopy. For void galaxies, this capability provides detailed insights into their internal structure and evolution despite their faint surface brightness. Multi-object integral field spectroscopy represents the merger of wide-field multiplexing with three-dimensional spectroscopic capability. These instruments use arrays of miniature integral field units to provide simultaneous three-dimensional spectroscopy of dozens of galaxies across wide fields of view. This combination is ideal for void studies where both high multiplexing and detailed spatial information are needed to characterize rare targets efficiently. Photonic spectrographs using integrated optical circuits offer new possibilities for compact, stable, high-resolution spectroscopy. These devices fabricate spectrograph components like beam splitters, interferometers, and dispersion elements onto single chips using semiconductor manufacturing techniques. The resulting instruments can achieve very high spectral resolution in compact packages while maintaining excellent thermal and mechanical stability. Such instruments are particularly valuable for detecting weak spectral lines in faint void galaxies. Fabry-Pro interferometry using rapidly tunable etalons enables efficient narrowband surveys for specific emission lines across wide fields of view. These instruments can scan through wavelength ranges searching for redshifted emission lines from void galaxies, building up velocity information and chemical abundance measurements for large samples. The technique is particularly powerful when combined with adaptive optics systems that provide high spatial resolution simultaneously with spectroscopic capability. Single-photon spectroscopy using superconducting detectors enables spectroscopy of individual photons from extremely faint sources. These systems can simultaneously measure photon arrival time, energy, and position with extraordinary precision, enabling background-limited spectroscopy of sources fainter than previously possible for the faintest void galaxies. This capability might provide the only practical approach to measuring redshifts and basic spectral properties. Machine learning applications in astronomical data processing are revolutionizing how we identify and characterize faint objects in large datasets. Neural networks trained to recognize galaxy morphologies can identify potential void galaxies and survey data with unprecedented efficiency and completeness. These techniques are particularly valuable for void studies where traditional detection methods may miss objects with unusual properties or extremely low surface brightness. Deep learning architectures specifically designed for astronomical image analysis are showing remarkable success in detecting faint, extended objects that escape traditional detection algorithms. Convolutional neural networks trained on large datasets of galaxy images can learn to recognize the subtle signatures of void galaxies even when they appear at the noise limit of survey data. These systems often identify objects that human observers would miss, dramatically expanding the census of void galaxy populations. Generative adversarial networks offer new possibilities for enhancing the quality of astronomical observations through learned image reconstruction. These systems can be trained to remove noise, correct for atmospheric effects, and enhance faint features in galaxy images for void observations. Such techniques could improve the effective sensitivity of existing telescopes while providing more reliable measurements of galaxy properties. Automated classification systems using ensemble machine learning methods can process vast amounts of survey data to identify rare object types like void galaxies. These systems combine multiple different algorithms to achieve classification accuracy exceeding that of any individual method, the ability to automatically identify void galaxy candidates from survey data enables targeted follow-up observations with more sensitive instruments. Anomaly detection algorithms specifically designed for astronomical applications can identify unusual objects that don't fit standard galaxy classification schemes. These systems are particularly valuable for void research because void galaxies often have unusual properties that distinguish them from galaxies in typical environments. Automatic anomaly detection could reveal entirely new classes of void objects that have been missed by conventional surveys. Real-time processing systems using edge computing and distributed algorithms enable intelligent decision-making during observations. These systems can analyze data as it is acquired, automatically adjusting observing parameters or triggering follow-up observations of particularly interesting targets for void surveys. Such systems could optimize time allocation and ensure that rare, important discoveries receive immediate attention. Interferometric techniques at radio wavelengths offer unique capabilities for studying the gas content and dynamics of cosmic voids. Very long baseline interferometry can achieve angular resolutions impossible with single-dish telescopes, potentially resolving individual star-forming regions within void galaxies or detecting compact radio sources associated with supermassive black holes in these extreme environments. The square-kilometer array, when completed, will revolutionize neutral hydrogen observations of cosmic voids through its unprecedented sensitivity and resolution. This facility will detect hydrogen gas throughout cosmic voids with sensitivity sufficient to map the three-dimensional distribution of gas density, temperature, and velocity structure. Such observations will reveal how gas flows between voids and the surrounding cosmic web, testing models of void formation and evolution. Aperture synthesis techniques using large arrays of smaller radio telescopes enable wide-field mapping of neutral hydrogen emission from void regions. These observations reveal the true gas content of voids and trace how matter flows between voids and the surrounding cosmic web. The velocity information provided by hydrogen line observations also constrains the gravitational potential within voids. Testing theoretical models of dark matter distribution. Intensity mapping using radio telescopes provides a statistical approach to studying hydrogen content across cosmic voids. Rather than detecting individual galaxies, these surveys measure the average hydrogen emission from large volumes of space, providing constraints on the overall gas content and clustering properties of void regions. This technique is particularly powerful for studying the faint, diffuse gas that may fill voids but remains undetected by conventional galaxy surveys. Fast radio burst observations offer unexpected opportunities for studying void properties through propagation effects. As these brief, intense radio pulses travel through cosmic voids, they interact with any intervening gas and magnetic fields, providing information about void contents that cannot be obtained through direct observation. The dispersion and polarization properties of fast radio bursts encode information about the ionized gas content and magnetic field structure of voids. Pulsar timing arrays using networks of precisely monitored pulsars can detect gravitational waves passing through cosmic voids. The extremely stable timing of pulsar emissions enables detection of tiny changes in pulse arrival times caused by passing gravitational waves. Voids provide low-noise environments for such observations, while the detection of gravitational waves constrains the mass distribution and dynamics within void regions. Polarimetry observations provide information about magnetic fields and dust properties within void galaxies that cannot be obtained through conventional photometry or spectroscopy. Future polarimetric instruments will be sensitive enough to detect polarization signals from faint void galaxies, revealing the role of magnetic fields in their evolution and the properties of their interstellar medium. Stellar polarimetry using high-precision instruments can detect the extremely weak polarization signals from individual stars in nearby void galaxies. These measurements reveal the magnetic field structure within galaxies and provide constraints on the origin and evolution of galactic magnetic fields in low-density environments. The technique is particularly sensitive to ordered magnetic field components that might be preserved in the quiescent environment of cosmic voids. Dust polarimetry at far infrared and submillimeter wavelengths traces magnetic field structure through its effect on aligned dust grains. Future space-based polarimeters will achieve the sensitivity needed to detect these signals from void galaxies, revealing how magnetic fields influence star formation and galaxy evolution in underdense environments. Such observations might reveal whether void galaxies maintain organized magnetic field structures despite their isolation. Radiopolarimetry using sensitive interferometer arrays can map magnetic field structure in the diffuse gas surrounding void galaxies. These observations reveal the large-scale magnetic field topology in underdense regions and provide constraints on how magnetic fields propagate through cosmic voids. Understanding void magnetic fields is crucial for interpreting cosmic ray propagation and high-energy phenomena. These extreme environments. Time-domain astronomy presents new opportunities for studying cosmic voids through variable and transient phenomena. Supernova surveys in void regions provide independent distance measurements and stellar population diagnostics, while variable stars in void galaxies offer insights into stellar populations and galactic structure. The rarity of such events in voids makes systematic monitoring programs particularly valuable. Automated survey telescopes capable of monitoring large areas of sky continuously are revealing new classes of variable and transient objects within cosmic voids. These facilities can detect supernovae, stellar flares, and other time-variable phenomena in void galaxies that would be missed by targeted observations. The time evolution of these events provides information about stellar populations, interstellar medium properties, and galactic dynamics that cannot be obtained from static observations. Machine learning algorithms for transient detection and classification enable real-time identification of interesting events in void regions. These systems can process enormous volumes of survey data, automatically identifying candidates for follow-up observations before the transient events fade below detectability. For void research, such systems ensure that rare, scientifically valuable events receive immediate attention despite the sparse distribution of targets. Multi-messenger astronomy combining electromagnetic observations with gravitational waves and neutrinos provides new windows into energetic phenomena within cosmic voids. The detection of compact object mergers or other high-energy events in void regions through multiple observational channels provides unprecedented insights into these extreme cosmic environments. The low background environment of voids may actually enhance the detectability of such signals. Citizen science projects engaging amateur astronomers in systematic monitoring of void regions can provide monitoring capabilities that supplement professional facilities. Distributed networks of small telescopes operated by trained volunteers can maintain continuous surveillance of void galaxies for variable phenomena, providing alerts for professional follow-up observations. This approach leverages the enthusiasm of amateur astronomers while addressing the observational challenges posed by void research. Space-based observatories planned for the next decade will complement Webb's infrared capabilities with observations at other wavelengths crucial for understanding void physics. The Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope will conduct wide-area surveys that map the statistical properties of void populations across cosmic time, while maintaining the sensitivity needed to detect individual galaxies within voids. Euclid will provide precise measurements of cosmic structure and weak gravitational lensing that will constrain dark matter distribution within and around voids. Ultra-stable space platforms enable precision measurements impossible from the ground due to atmospheric and thermal variations. These platforms will support next-generation instruments requiring extraordinary stability for detecting subtle effects like gravitational lensing by void boundaries or precise astrometry of void galaxies. The space environment also eliminates atmospheric absorption, providing access to wavelength ranges that are completely blocked from the ground. Cryogenic space telescopes operating at temperatures below 4 Kelvin achieve ultimate sensitivity in the far infrared and submillimeter wavelength ranges. These facilities will detect thermal emission from cold dust in void galaxies, revealing their interstellar medium properties and recent star formation activity. The combination of space-based sensitivity and cryogenic operation enables observations of void galaxy properties that remain completely inaccessible to ground-based facilities. Formation flying spacecraft operating as distributed telescopes represent the future of high-resolution space-based observations. Multiple spacecraft flying in precise formation can synthesize apertures hundreds or thousands of meters in diameter, achieving angular resolution impossible with single spacecraft. Such systems could resolve individual star-forming regions within void galaxies or detect gravitational lensing effects of dark matter structures within voids. The technological frontiers being pushed by void detection represent more than mere improvements in observational capability. They represent humanity's attempt to understand the most extreme environments in our universe using the most sophisticated tools our species has ever created. Each advance in detector sensitivity, each innovation in adaptive optics, each breakthrough in machine learning brings us closer to understanding the cosmic deserts that dominate our universe, and they are oases of complexity where consciousness and wonder can emerge to contemplate the cosmos itself. Cosmic voids as natural laboratories. Cosmic voids like the Boötes Void serve as unique natural laboratories for testing fundamental physics under extreme conditions impossible to recreate on Earth or in typical cosmic environments. The James Webb Space Telescope's observations of these regions provide unprecedented opportunities to study how matter, energy, and spacetime behave in the universe's most underdense regions, offering insights into physics that extend far beyond astronomy and cosmology. The extreme low-density environment of cosmic voids creates conditions where subtle physical effects, normally masked by stronger interactions in dense regions, become detectable and important. Gravitational interactions operate under different regimes when matter densities drop to the levels found in voids, potentially revealing deviations from general relativity or indicating the presence of additional forces that influence cosmic structure formation. Modified gravity theories find their most stringent tests in the extreme environments of cosmic voids. These alternative theories to dark matter and dark energy predict specific signatures in void properties that differ from standard general relativity predictions. The expansion rates of voids, the dynamics of the few galaxies they contain, and the subtle gravitational lensing effects of void boundaries all provide observational tests that can distinguish between different theoretical frameworks. Dark energy's behavior in underdense regions may differ from its effects in typical cosmic environments, and voids provide the ideal testing grounds for these differences. If dark energy interacts with matter or exhibits scale-dependent properties, these effects should be most apparent in regions where matter density is lowest. Webb's observations of void expansion rates and the dynamics of void galaxies provide constraints on these possibilities. The primordial magnetic field of the universe, if it exists, might be most easily detected in cosmic voids where the magnetic field has not been amplified by galactic dynamo processes or tangled by turbulent motions in dense gas. Radio observations of synchrotron emission from cosmic rays propagating through void magnetic fields could reveal the strength and structure of these primordial fields, providing insights into magnetogenesis in the early universe. Neutrino physics finds applications in void studies through the role of these nearly massless particles in cosmic structure formation. The free streaming length of neutrinos affects the growth of cosmic structure on different scales, and this effect may be most apparent in the formation and evolution of cosmic voids. Precise measurements of void properties provide constraints on neutrino masses and the number of neutrino species that complement laboratory neutrino experiments. Axion dark matter, if it exists, might exhibit distinctive signatures in cosmic voids through its interaction with electromagnetic fields. The conversion of axions to photons in cosmic magnetic fields could produce detectable radio emission from voids. While axion-photon oscillations might affect the propagation of light from distant galaxies, observed through void regions. These effects provide astrophysical tests of particle physics theories that extend beyond the standard model. Vacuum properties and quantum field effects in curved spacetime might be observable in the extreme low-density environment of cosmic voids. The Casimir effect and other quantum phenomena that depend on vacuum fluctuations could have cosmological analogs in regions where classical matter density approaches zero. While these effects would be extraordinarily subtle, future precision observations might detect their signatures. Alternative dark matter candidates, including sterile neutrinos, axions, and other exotic particles, make different predictions for cosmic structure formation that can be tested through detailed void observations. The efficiency of structure formation in underdense regions depends sensitively on dark matter properties, and voids provide discriminating tests between different particle physics models of cosmic matter. The cosmological constant problem, one of the most significant and solved problems in theoretical physics, finds new perspective through void observations. The measured value of dark energy density affects void evolution in ways that can be observationally tested. Providing astrophysical constraints on this fundamental constant, understanding why the cosmological constant has its observed value may require insights from both particle physics and cosmic structure formation. Holographic theories of gravity, inspired by string theory and black hole physics, make specific predictions for how information and entropy behave in different cosmic environments. The extreme conditions in cosmic voids might provide testing grounds for these theories through their predictions for gravitational effects and the behavior of matter and energy in highly underdense regions. Extra-dimensional theories of gravity predict modifications to gravitational behavior on cosmic scales that might be most apparent in void environments, if additional spatial dimensions exist. Their effects on cosmic structure formation could be most easily detected in regions where standard gravitational effects are weakest. Void observations thus provide tests of fundamental assumptions about the dimensionality of spacetime. Symmetry breaking and phase transitions in the early universe might have left observable imprints in cosmic void properties. If the universe underwent phase transitions that affected the distribution of matter and energy, these transitions could influence void formation and evolution in ways that remain detectable billions of years later. Studying void populations across cosmic time provides insights into these early universe processes. The weak equivalence principle, a cornerstone of general relativity, can be tested through observations of how different types of matter behave in the gravitational fields of cosmic voids. If dark matter and ordinary matter respond differently to gravitational forces, these differences might be most apparent in the extreme environment of voids where gravitational effects are weakest and systematic uncertainties are minimized. Fundamental constants of physics might vary across cosmic time or space, and void observations provide sensitive tests of these possibilities. Changes in the fine structure constant, the gravitational constant, or other fundamental parameters could affect cosmic structure formation in ways that are most easily detected in extreme environments, like cosmic voids. Precision spectroscopy of void galaxies can detect shifts in atomic transition frequencies that would indicate such variations. The measurement problem in quantum mechanics finds potential applications in cosmological contexts through the role of observation and measurement in quantum field theory on cosmic scales. While highly speculative, some theories suggest that the act of observation might influence cosmic structure formation in subtle ways that could be detectable in extreme environments like cosmic voids. Philosophical implications of cosmic emptiness. The existence of cosmic voids like the Boötes Void raises profound philosophical questions about the nature of space, existence, and our place in the universe. The James Webb Space Telescope's revelations about these vast empty regions challenge our fundamental assumptions about cosmic organization and invite deeper reflection on concepts of nothingness, infinity, and the meaning of cosmic structure in an apparently purposeless universe. The concept of nothingness has puzzled philosophers for millennia, and cosmic voids provide a tangible example of near-nothingness on the largest scales imaginable. Yet these voids are not truly empty. They contain dark matter, sparse gas, rare galaxies, and the fabric of spacetime itself. This raises fundamental questions about whether true nothingness can exist and what it means for something to be empty in a physical sense. The philosophical implications extend beyond astronomy to touch on basic metaphysical questions about existence and non-existence. The scale of cosmic voids challenges human comprehension in ways that illuminate the limitations of human cognition and our ability to grasp infinite or near-infinite concepts. The Boötes Void is so large that light takes over 300 million years to cross it, a time span that exceeds the entire history of complex life on Earth. Contemplating such scales forces us to confront the limitations of human perspective and the challenge of understanding our cosmic context. The apparent purposelessness of cosmic voids raises questions about teleology and meaning in the universe. These vast empty regions serve no obvious function in cosmic evolution, contain almost no structure or complexity, and seem to represent cosmic waste on an unimaginable scale. This challenges anthropocentric views of the universe as designed for life and forces consideration of whether meaning and purpose are human constructs projected onto an indifferent cosmos. The fine-tuning question takes on new dimensions when considered in the context of cosmic voids. The physical constants and initial conditions that allowed complex structure to form also created vast regions where almost nothing exists. This duality raises questions about whether the universe is optimized for complexity and life, or whether the existence of both structure and emptiness reflects deeper principles we do not yet understand. The relationship between cosmic structure and consciousness becomes particularly poignant when contemplating cosmic voids. Conscious observers exist only in the dense regions where galaxies and stars can form. While the vast majority of cosmic volume remains empty and unobserved, this raises questions about whether consciousness plays any fundamental role in the universe or whether it is merely an accidental byproduct of rare cosmic conditions. The concept of cosmic loneliness finds its ultimate expression in cosmic voids. Galaxies within voids are isolated to degrees almost impossible to comprehend, separated from their nearest neighbors by distances that light requires millions or hundreds of millions of years to traverse. This extreme isolation challenges our understanding of connection and communication on cosmic scales and raises questions about whether intelligence could ever overcome such fundamental barriers. The arrow of time and cosmic evolution take on different meanings in void environments, while dense regions of the universe undergo rapid evolution, forming new stars, galaxies, and complex structures. Voids remain largely static over cosmic time scales. They represent regions where time's passage has minimal effect, challenging our understanding of temporal progression and change as fundamental aspects of reality. The problem of induction, our assumption that natural laws remain constant across space and time, finds new testing grounds in cosmic voids. These extreme environments provide natural experiments for testing whether physical laws operate the same way in all cosmic environments, if physics behaves differently in voids. This would challenge our foundational assumptions about the universality of natural law. The aesthetic dimension of cosmic voids raises questions about beauty and sublimity in nature. Is there beauty in emptiness? Can the absence of structure be as aesthetically meaningful as the presence of complex organization? Different philosophical traditions have varying perspectives on these questions. From Eastern traditions that find profound meaning in emptiness to Western aesthetic theories focused on complexity and form. The ethical implications of cosmic voids touch on questions of cosmic responsibility and stewardship in a universe where the vast majority of space remains empty and unused. What obligations do conscious beings have toward cosmic development or preservation? Should intelligence seek to fill voids with structure and complexity? Or is there value in preserving cosmic emptiness? The psychological impact of contemplating cosmic voids can be profound, inducing what some philosophers call the cosmic vertigo that comes from confronting the true scale and emptiness of the universe. This psychological response reveals something fundamental about human cognition and our need for meaningful connection to our environment. Understanding these psychological effects is crucial for how we communicate cosmological discoveries to broader audiences. The relationship between local and global perspectives becomes particularly acute when considering cosmic voids from a local perspective within a galaxy. The universe appears full of structure and complexity. From a global perspective, emptiness dominates. This duality challenges our understanding of which perspective is more fundamental and whether truth depends on scale of observation. The concept of cosmic democracy, the idea that all regions of space have equal claim to existence and importance, is challenged by the apparent uselessness of cosmic voids. If these regions contribute nothing to cosmic evolution, complexity, or meaning, do they have the same ontological status as regions rich in structure and life? This question touches on fundamental issues in environmental philosophy and ethics applied to cosmic scales. The silence of cosmic voids raises questions about communication and information in the universe. These regions represent cosmic dead zones where information propagation is minimized and communication becomes nearly impossible across the vast distances involved. This has implications for understanding consciousness, information theory, and the possibility of cosmic scale intelligence or communication networks.